Well, no prizes for guessing that the kind of situation that is prevailing in Bengaluru right now is creating massive issues for the citizens. We are getting reports of how Bengaluru traffic has come to a halt, and also an ambulance has been caught in a traffic snarl. Remember, these are major roads, even arterial roads of the city that have been completely waterlogged because of the Sunday night showers. But this is not just about what happened last evening or today. This situation has been prevailing in Bengaluru for the last 1 week or so. And only after it happens, it seems the government and the agencies, the municipalities wake up. Why should this anyways be happening on major roads in a city like Bengaluru, known as the IT hub all around the world, is the question to ask. My colleague Harish is also tracking all the developments. Harish, these visuals are on the screen. We can see that this road is a fairly big one. It seems to be a fairly wide road with two-way traffic, but it's completely waterlogged. Water is in fact gushing, and there's an ambulance that is struggling to get out.
Well, this is on the Sarjapura road. That's where we are coming to you live from, and this is outside the Wipro office. The entire Wipro campus flooded here, at least the approach road, as far as we can see. And it's a similar case with several other IT companies located on this road. And remember, it's not just IT companies that are affected. Several localities in this area, whether it's Rainbow Drive layout, which actually we reported last week, or several other such residential localities have been affected. Also, the traffic has been hit badly here. This is where that ambulance got stuck, and thankfully the localites as well as the traffic police jumped in and ensured that it got a free route. But it's an absolute nightmare for office goers on a Monday morning. They just not have to deal with Monday morning blues, but also the terrible traffic, which has resulted in traffic snarls stretching up to 4 to 5 kilometers. A ride that would take around 45 minutes on a normal day is taking anywhere around 2 to 2.5 hours, especially on Outer Ring Road. It's the same scenario outside the EcoSpace Park, Tech Park on Bellandur. This is the Outer Ring Road, which has some of the top IT companies of the world, whether it's Intel, Microsoft, several others. And this is the image that's going out to the world from the Silicon Valley of India. Well, you can see the water gushing out, and these are areas around lakes. Lakes have been breached because either their capacity has been reduced during rejuvenation or they have been completely encroached. And also the drains, the Rajakala ways, which are the stormwater drains connecting one lake to the other, has been encroached. So the free flow of water has been affected. Remember, Bengaluru has nearly 200 lakes and has a beautiful system of one lake connected to other, and once one fills, the water goes on to the other. But that has been affected because of this, because of the encroachment, because of lake capacity being reduced. And as a result, with nowhere to go, you have water completely flooding the streets of Bengaluru, especially in Bommanahalli and Mahadevapura zones. In fact, now we can call Bengaluru as a multimodal transport city because the agencies have officially deputed or deployed boats in 2 areas in Mahadevapura. In fact, residential complexes which were inundated, cut off from the main road because of flooded streets, residents had to be rescued using boats. And that's the scenario in Panattur, Balagere area of Whitefield. Once again, another hub for IT companies in the city.
Yeah, Harish, I request you to just stay with me. I'm coming back to you. Just as a reminder to our viewers, we are opening up our phone lines as this apathy once again drowns India's IT city. Exactly who is responsible? You can call on the numbers who are flashing on your screen and also running on the bottom of your screen. Harish, I'm coming back to you. Now, if this was a case where there were unprecedented rain showers in a city, then we can understand that the city was not able to cope with it. But is that the case, or is it that, all kinds of drainage systems, heavy water drainage systems, etc., are just not functioning at their proper capacity despite this being monsoons and despite all agencies knowing that the city could receive heavy showers?
Well, I'll come to that in a bit, but look at the scenario here. There is someone who needs immediate medical attention. This ambulance has been stuck for a few minutes, finally getting some relief, had to come from the wrong side and enter another stretch of the road. And it's not that the stretch is very clear. In a few hundred meters from here, that ambulance will get stuck once again. And anyone needing any sort of a medical attention, it's an absolute nightmare for the patient and their family members. Now, talking about why we have landed up here. Yesterday, the city has received heavy showers in excess of 148 millimeter in certain areas. For example, Sampagi Ramnagara, around 130 odd millimeter in areas of Madhepura and HAL. But the question is, if that's the case, then why is the rest of the city not affected? Why only 2-3 zones are getting affected? That's because these are the areas that have seen development, unplanned development in the last 15 to 20 years. When I say development, it's not just companies coming in, but builders encroaching on lakes, builders completely destroying the wetland system, encroaching on Rajakaluways, the government allowing it to happen, not having enough drain capacity, valley areas being encroached and buildings being built, roads built unscientifically next to the lake, not having enough width for the stormwater drain, and when it rains, lake capacity too has been reduced in the name of lake rejuvenation, and eventually we've ended up in this situation. Now experts are saying that stopgap arrangement won't work. Having one pipeline, demolishing a few buildings won't work. What do we need now? We need the lake capacity to be increased. We need drain capacity to be increased. Experts say we are seeing extreme weather events. We need to be prepared for it, which means the government needs to ensure that the drains, stormwater drains, are not only reclaimed but also be expanded. The width needs to be expanded to ensure that this quantum of rain can be taken. And experts saying that you will only have extreme weather events increasing with every year. With
so basically, you have to do forward planning, isn't it, Harish Upadhyay? Which is why the statement coming in from the Chief Minister just now saying that, we will consult IT companies now seems like an afterthought, and just to assuage, the anger for coming in from the community and the people in the city, because this is something you should have done for years altogether. In Bengaluru, of all places, how is it that we cannot find a solution to this kind of, stormwater drainage or excess water drainage?
Well, as a resident of the city, it's a ridiculous statement, whatever we are seeing coming in from the government. Don't we know the problems? Everyone knows the problem. The IT companies have put it out in extreme detail. They have actually wrote a letter last week saying if you continue not addressing our issues, investment will go elsewhere. They are saying these are the kind of images going across the Silicon Valley of the world, not the country. And they think this is what IT capital of Bengaluru, IT capital of India looks like, and nobody wants to invest here. And they are saying they've lost in excess of 200 crores in one day last week when that roads were flooded on the outer ring road. And you can clearly see nothing much is changing even now. And that's the reason many are saying just having consultation with the IT companies won't work. There are enough experts, enough companies, the outer ring road association, everyone, all these companies have made it very clear what they need from the government, but the government is not implementing it. All we have seen is lip service, or at the max, we will see another committee that will get formed and which will monitor the plans being implemented.